Yo, what's up, guys? New video. And we're talking about the OSDT account. Did I abandon this account? Nope. Did I play much on it recently? Not that much. So we have been progressing. I've been getting quite a bunch of stuff. Got like the Crow Awakened, got the Rogue Awakened, got a Ikaru Awakened if I'm not mistaken, or was working on it. Ikaru Awakened once it is max skilled. Apparently didn't do that part yet. So yeah, there's I'm still working on it. It's going slowly. I'm not spending too much time on it. I don't want to like spend a lot of time on it trying to rush things. I think this is more of like a marathon thing rather than like a sprint thing to get some content in on this account. Slowly progressing towards the goals of mainly doing R5 right now. I have been farming a lot of runes, haven't been doing all too much rune management actually. I did do some rune management at some point, but then I also stagnate on that for quite a while already. So as you can see, I have quite a bunch of runes. I have like absolutely zero grinds. The event that you have like the first 14 days is already long past. So, but just doing like an account review, seeing what the current state is at, seeing what I'm currently using. I do have a whole bunch of mana that I just didn't use yet. It's very easy to just let your account AFK farm and then not do anything with it. And I think that's also an issue for most people that are playing this game, saying like, I played this game for 5 years and I don't have LP5, I don't have this, I don't have quad rolls, I don't have this. And then if you go to their rune inventory box, it would be filled. And it would look something like this. All kinds of runes that are not upped and stuff. I'm pretty certain there's a lot of y'all people out there with all of these kind of runes. It's like, okay, this is potential, has potential, has potential, has potential. Like all of these runes that have potential, but you're just too lazy to up them because that is actually a tedious process. If you want to improve, don't be that person and actually start like these kind of runes, man. I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of people out there that are like what I would call early to mid game after 5 years in the game, 3 years in the game, maybe a year in the game. I don't know. Like there's going to be a whole bunch of people out there that are just, oh, I'm just putting my giants on. I don't have a Necro team. I don't have a Dragons team, or maybe you just do it in Dragons and or whatever. You don't want an R5. You never do artifacts. You're just farming and you're never upping runes. And then someone's like, I'm out of rune storage. That is annoying. And then you just start upping a bunch of new 6-stars and that kind of stuff. So if you're one of those people and you actually want to improve, I recommend you go through, like, take that afternoon off, sit down and just up your runes. Just very simple. You put everything on the 6. The moment it's good on the 6, you put it to the 9. If it's still good on the 9, you put it on the 12. Very simple. Is it going to take a while? Yes, it is definitely going to take a while. Do it while watching your Netflix series or something like that. Definitely recommended to do. But yeah, let's do like an account review of how far I'm at so far. What did I accomplish? What did I do? What did I not do yet? So we have Lapis, that is mainly my unit for TOA. Then we have this thing, which is the unit for, of course, GB12. This one is mainly used for some arena clearing and that kind of stuff. Also used it in clearing for dungeons for 2As. This one, of course, is also a unit that moves in front of everything for extra dots and also for GB12. This thing is mainly for TOA, has a Swift set on it. Kinda low on the crit rate, but I guess that's okay. Also for artifacts, you want to throw at least some artifacts on everything. Currently, I didn't really farm artifacts yet to get like proper stats or anything. But in this case, this one happened to have like proper stats for him, I would say. And then we have my Savannah, which I actually for TOA, she wasn't that great because her third skill, even though I was kind of sacked on like getting her third skill pretty high up early on, she was often out of the third skill and then there was no follow-up. And putting the Magic Mike in her slot that had no skill ups and constantly doing the S1 with AoE stunts gave me a more consistent auto run. I've been working on Feng Yang to get him skilled up because that is what I want to use for raid, and I think he's a lot more useful, especially when this skill is fully maxed. The other two skills I would care slightly less about. Well, this one is not bad either, but this one is pretty important because that cleanses. We got the double Melias. They are, one is despair, or both are actually despair. One is with a shield set you get from some kind of event or whatnot, or achievement. We got the Lucian. This is currently my Lucian set, which I think is actually not bad considering I have absolutely no grinds. And there's a lot of like grindable stats in here. For example, if this rune, if I remove that for an attack percent, you already have a pretty nice rune. And yeah, I don't think it's the worst Lucian out there. Yeah, 0 grinds, as I said. So this cannot one-shot the waves, of course. I also noticed going for the glory towers, which I will also show in a second. They take a lot longer than I thought. So if I want to one-shot waves, make those kind of like obtainable teams, then I do need those glory towers in. So first, well, I'll show glory towers in a second. We have this one with a Swift set, kind of high on the attack, but I kind of like it for some heavy heals. This one also Swift set. Well, I don't have many rage sets or any Fio sets, so everything is just Swift, the Fatal, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, this also kind of low on the crit rate. You kind of want to higher up these crit rates. This is something that I just put together by, if you click the what's it called, like auto engrave, you get something like this, which is not too great, but it still kind of is decent stats for what it should do. And I use this for, I think, one of the dungeons for the 2As. So yeah, and then we have a bunch of more units. Didn't really use it yet. This is a nice pull for R5. This is a nice pull for R5. Nice pull for R5. 2A, this one, which I will have to 6-star. I did get this one already, but I didn't get the Theomars yet. Theomars would be more interesting for guild battles. Did I summon anything else for net 5s? I don't think so. My summon luck hasn't been that much. Also, you don't get too many scrolls on a free-to-play account, so I do have that skill ups for Ikaru if I want, but I'm pretty far off for the glory towers still to actually get anywhere. So if we check the glory towers, I'm working on speed first. I don't work on defense first because speed works for everything. So every dungeon team that I will do will have speed included. So I want to max out that speed. That is important. I want to max out the crit damage and the attack one, of course. Defense is important. And then what's also important is, of course, the wind one. So that's a whole bunch of glory towers I still have to focus on. I actually forgot to buy the Stealth one, it seems. I didn't log in this week that much because I was doing, what's it called? I was more focused on Chronicles, but still playing this account somewhat in the background, but also forgot it like a day or two. So, but I tried to keep my dailies in. Like if you're playing and you keep your dailies in, you're still getting like quite a decent amount of rewards. And with that, you can still slightly progress. But it is very important to actually sit down, do your room management at some point. If we go to the profile is looking like the following. We are 45 days in. We cleared TOA normal, TOA hard in the first rotation. Also in the second rotation, I still have to do it for the current rotation that's recently reset. Fastest team that I run was at 37 seconds. This team did fail, however, so I actually went back to the team with the Verdi heal. Since I do not have unlimited crystals on this account, it's actually pretty chill for me to just farm it on this and just let it run. Like I don't care like how long it takes. I just have it like on an emulator or a second phone in the background. And man, run as long as you want. The idea of the account is kind of counterproductive to that argument for like, okay, I don't care how long it counts because this is actually the account for obtainable speed teams. But I actually let it run as long as possible. But for me, I have a lot of time. I can let the account run for like a lot of time. So then you rather have a safe run rather than a super fast run that might fail from time to time. If you are more limited on your time, for example, that you only have like, let's say 3 hours of gameplay time or gameplay, whatever, screen on time like per day, then you actually want to have those faster dungeons in rather than like these super slow dungeons that are more consistent. So it's kind of a way of like what you want to do. I'll also use this account probably for like testing out other content. I did make the video on it, for example, of clearing this dungeon completely all the way till the end. I still have to do the last stage. This one is not that easy for the units that I actually have, because it cleanses and then it puts shit ton of debuffs on my ass. But yeah, that on hell with like pretty much no rune requirements. So that is pretty interesting. And the next thing that I'm definitely going to focus on is R5, because I think it's very interesting and very important to have that R5 team rolling. Probably you first want to go R3, R4, but the main thing is you need the exact amount of units. So I'm first focusing on getting those units. But since for units, I can't just let it run AFK for I don't know how long. I actually have to check which units, what to get, where to get them, and that kind of stuff. And therefore, it's somewhat more of a tedious process. And therefore, I didn't really up for the R5 yet. But that is definitely something that is in planning to, like within a week, maybe 2, I will have like an R5 team running. Will be or let's say an R team running. Wouldn't be R5 right away, probably, but we slowly progress to there. So a lot of people were asking like, hey, how's the OSDT account going? It's pretty much this slow progress, but that's totally okay for me. Let me know if you want to see anything specific on this account or just curious like how I did certain things. Let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this video and see you in the next one.